I like the idea of what Sarah is doing, but I think if it's not in the proper context, a lot of people are about to be scared, and y'all have every right to be scared. You have not been doing anything to offset what's about to go down. We got to talk about the job markets. We got to talk about how content creation is stopping, or not stopping, but how content creation is changing. We got to talk about all this stuff today. But first off, man, another week back to back, the repeats going back to back. You know what I mean? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Man Lucrative Podcast. I'm your host, the one and only Magneto7 in the building. I'm here. This episode is brought to you by Safe Tire Auto. Listen, if you need some tires, you need an oil change, you need a tune-up, you need anything done on your car, go over there to Safe Tire Auto. Tell Max Magneto7 sent you from the Man Lucrative Podcast, all right? How about it? Listen. Yo, everybody that was on the pre-show on TikTok and on YouTube, my apologies. And on Twitch, my apologies. I'm still figuring out all this new equipment. It's some audio stuff going on. I feel like I need to just hire somebody for like the week just to get all this stuff worked out. But anyway, I'm here. Oh, man. Big Reg, what up? Big J, what's going on with you? Jay says he got some dope mixtapes before that came out. You know what? The funny thing is, I was just playing the playlist on the pre-show. Everybody make sure y'all subscribe to the Patreon if you haven't already. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the Patreon. It was a whole 30-minute pre-show before this show actually starts. But I did a whole playlist for everybody that's at A&T. Shouts out to all my Aggies. Aggie Pride. Homecoming weekend was this weekend, and I had a lot of people asking me if I was coming. I was like, no. I didn't just give them the immediate no. I was literally gonna try. I was gonna try to go up there. Honestly, I had a mind to go, but I don't know. It's something about me in crowds of people. I don't like a lot of people around me on a consistent basis. I like to be to myself. Now, this is one thing I think folk kind of get misconstrued. Because I like to be by myself, don't mean I can't entertain. If I'm outside, I'm outside. If I'm outside, cuz. If I'm outside, what up, Hugh? If I'm outside, I'm outside. But on average, I'm not just going to opt in to be outside. I like to be to myself. I control my peace. After you hit 40 and up, you just be like, all right, yo, y'all got it. No, we going to be at Club Live. We going to be at Club Live. Then we going to go to Rain. And then we going to go to the Magic. No, y'all got it. Come on, man. Come on. No, y'all got it. So, all of my people that's at homecoming, shouts out to y'all. And look, this is a crazy thing. I have never been to an A&T homecoming, and I graduated from there. I didn't just go to college and say, yo, I went and pledged. No, I actually went to college and graduated with a degree. I don't know. I have to find the value in partying. I know a lot of the times people say, what? I know a lot of the times people say that, and IG, I might have to restart this live, so I'll come right back. Give me a second. I got to restart it. But a lot of the times people would tell me to come through, and it just feels like it's a setup. It always feels like it's a setup. It feels like what does it feel like? It feels like it's people trying to get you to do stuff that's outside of the norm is fine. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with outside of the norm. But when you start to do things that it starts to mess with your peace, then things kind of start to change a little bit. So I don't know. I'm just weird about that. But anyway, welcome. I had a clip I wanted to play because this is for all the people that said that I work a whole lot. Y'all know it's about to be spicy. This is for all the people said that I work a whole lot and I just have no work-life balance. And I talked to y'all about work-life balance. I don't believe that work-life balance exists. Well, guess what? This is a billionaire. What up? He said, Beats, I'm going to be cooking up later on this evening, so come through. I'm going to be cooking up. The best part of waking up is cooking beats all day. No. No, it's not. It's not. It's not. But this is a clip that I wanted to post. Alex, what up? Big Alex. What up? Hold up. Big Alex in the building. What up? B. Lamont, what's up? And I want to just play this clip for everybody because just come close. I want y'all to hear this. I just want y'all to hear this. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Hold up, wait. I thought I was gonna play the clip. Give me 1 second. All right. I forgot I cleaned all my stuff off. We're gonna talk about that too, because we got a whole new server in the house, whole new situation. All right, but check this out. This is the owner. This is the owner of Jimmy John's speaking on work-life balance. Work-life balance. All right, let me see. 21108. Sorry, y'all. I had to log back into my computer because it said, "Hey." I had some technical issues going on. I've had the most technical issues in 2025. I hate it. It is trash. It's boo boo. But this is Jimmy John's owner talking about work-life balance and what he thinks about work-life balance. And just hear him out for a second. I think this is good.
And what was your business?
Jimmy John's sandwiches.
So selling sandwiches made you a billionaire?
Yeah, it did.
How many billions did you make with Jimmy John's?
The company was valued at about $3.5 billion when we sold.
When you first started this business, did you know that it was going to turn into the multi-billion-dollar empire that it did?
No, all I wanted was enough money for weed and beer, you know? I had no idea.
Were you a good student in school?
No, second to last in my class.
Yo, Meticulous Prime, I'm going to be doing beat making sessions tonight. Beat making sessions is every night on Saturday nights around 9 o'clock. So I'm going to be doing that tonight.
Graduated, it was the worst.
But you didn't let that define you.
No.
Why not?
I'm the only billionaire from my class. I'm just fine, right?
I want to go back to 2003 one more time to discuss this real quick. You had, I think, 200 locations.
70 failing.
70 failing.
Yeah.
What was the one thing you implemented to those stores to ensure that they would become profitable?
I changed something. And what I changed is I quit selling them. And I told people, I said, look, if you're going to go in the sandwich business, this is 24/7, 365. If you're in the cattle business, cattle need to get fed on Sunday. They need to get fed on Christmas Day. I start telling people the truth about the business. So if you're going to do this, you better be ready to be a grinder.
So there's no work-life balance in order to become a billionaire.
Buddy, there is work-life balance is the biggest line of bullshit that has ever been created. There's no such thing as work-life balance. When you're going to squeeze lemonade out of horse shit, you got to squeeze really, really hard, okay? To create something from nothing, there is no such thing.
One of the things that you did differently from everybody else that you became known for was the freaky fast delivery.
Yeah.
Did you know at the time that freaky fast delivery would become such a phenomenon?
It's a great question.
And guess what? He said it. I didn't say it. He said it. I didn't say it. Work life. So this is, and I talked about this a little bit in one of my stories. I think it was this week, sometime this week on my story. Listen, all of my stories are also going to be on Nito's Daily Double. If y'all looking at it on TikTok, on IG, the page name is Nito's Daily Doubles. If y'all like my stories and you be like, yo, the joint, because y'all know my stories, they dissipate within 24 hours. That's why I say all the stuff I want to say in my stories. Ta-da! I say everything that I want to be, everything I want to get off, I'm going to put it in my stories. I ain't going to put it on the wall. There's too many people on the wall. It's too much money on the wall. Like, too many people that might want to spend some money with me. It's on the wall. So, I say the stuff that I really want to say in the stories. But nevertheless, if y'all are missing some of those stories, it's going to be reposted on Nito's Daily Double. That's where all that stuff lives. But anyway, earlier this week, I talked about the idea of affording balance, and I think I piss a few people off, but it's fine. I like pissing people off. It's fine with me. And this is when I say certain things and it pisses certain people off, it lets me know where you are and how your mindset is. Because Uncle Nito is never gonna say nothing to hurt you. Yo, I'm gonna read that. It's long. I'm gonna read that in a minute. Uncle Nito ain't gonna ever do nothing to hurt you. Everything that I do it's like it's tough love. It's like a boxing coach coming in and say, hold your hand up. You got sucker punch. I am that type of coach. If that ain't what you want, then I'm just not for you. I'm not gonna say, hey, here you go. It's okay. It'll be okay. I feel you. Now I will show compassion. I do have the ability to show compassion. But I am not going to be the person that's going to just, I'm not. Come on, I'm going to hug you. All right, we're going to get through it. We're going to make it. We're going to make it. No. I'm going I'm going to laugh my way through the pain. I'm going to hustle my way through the pain, and we going to keep it going. I'm going to laugh and hustle my way through the pain, and we going to keep it going. I don't believe that it's necessary for people to live in deficit. I don't think it's necessary for people to live in deficit. I feel like everybody has to get to the point wherein they understand processes, and they understand timing, and they understand relationship building. We have to get to the point where people understand and they value that part of it. Because the more we just keep sugarcoating everything, yeah. Last time I talked to he told me, this is my time to wipe my head off. He told me last time that he was going to do business with me. And the business fell through, and I don't know what to do next, because that was my only option. That was my it thing. I was gonna really make it after that. Okay, if that's the time that you're gonna be on, guess what? You're gonna lose, and you're gonna lose your way through business. Nobody's gonna do business with you. Right? I'm just saying. I just be looking like, toughen up, big dog. Hey, like, you gotta hit him, smack him on the chest. Hey, tough up, bro. Tough up. Look at you. Why is you crying? I'm just, oh Lord, y'all, we got to toughen up. But anyway, we gotta get the pod started. We have to get the pod started. There is a lot of movement in the AI arena. I love the fact that people are starting to understand the severity. Which is, if you don't own your own rights and you don't own your IP, which is intellectual property, and I've talked about this all the time, and I'm saying this with a smile because I've already started building businesses to kind of offset some of the stuff. But I love the fact that people are just like, wait, if they do that with the AI, then they can do that with my own stuff. And I'm like, duh, stupid! I told you, like, hey. I told your mother effing A 1,000 times. Yo, B. Lamont said be raised by the grandfather. Yo, dude, I'm telling you. I was going to say something about the crack babies. I ain't going to say nothing about the crack babies. Not today. So, some folk I can't blame with how they are, because you're crack babies. Some folk are crack babies. Like, hey, that is what a crack baby look like. Da-da, right there. That's what the crack baby looks like. So if it's a crack baby, I can't really say but so much. I just say, I understand. There's a hiccup in your cognitive dissonance. There's a little hiccup somewhere. Yeah, y'all know he ain't lying. Everybody we all know when we see a crack baby. And they're adults now. The adults that was crack babies in the 80s are full adults right now, and we know exactly who you are. We know. All right. I gotta get the show started. But when we see the crack babies, that is now full adult crack babies, right? When we see them, it's just a certain offness with them. Even if they got it all together, it's a certain offness with it. It's like, yo, somebody did crack in that baby's house. I see it. Look at him. That baby ain't right. All right. I gotta stop. But y'all know we see crack babies is full adults now. Them crack babies is full adults. But anyway, all of the stuff that I've been talking about as it relates to AI technology is now starting to surface with the app called Sora. Shouts out to Sora, man. Look, tell the truth and shame that old devil. Tell the truth. When you're in church, you got to clap your hands with every syllable. Tell the truth and shame that old devil. You got to do it like that. I'm having too much fun. But the Sora app has Michael Jackson running down the street taking burgers. The Sora app got Martin Luther King out here hooping like a monkey. The Sora, all right, this one is a good one though. This is the good one right here. And all of my people that's in the business league that has you have no clue what the Sora app is and you ain't been doing no social. I'm about to show you. You're gonna be like, These Negroes do everything with the computer. So it's one particular one, and I didn't save it. I should have saved it. But it's one particular video that somebody creates, and they keep creating the same video over and over and over, but with different scenarios. And it's a dude that's in the gym. It's in the gym, a little skinny dude in the gym doing some pull-ups. And he got this big girl on his back. She's like 500 pounds. So they go up, and he about to do the pull-up. And when he about to pull it like that, the bar snap in half. And then they slap on the ground. He say, "We all right." Yo. And they keep creating different scenarios. So one time he's doing a pull up on the bar. Another one he's about to do the little stair stepper thing, and he falls back. And it's funny. So I like the idea of what Sarah is doing, but I think if it's not in the proper context, a lot of people are about to be scared, and y'all have every right to be scared. You have not been doing anything to offset what's about to go down. We got to talk about the job markets. We got to talk about how content creation is stopping, or not stopping, but how content creation is changing. We got to talk about all this stuff today. But first off, let me show y'all an example of what the Sarah app is doing, and you'll understand why this could be a problem. And this, honestly, I think is funny. Some of it is funny to me because share this. We're going to share this one. There we go. All right. If y'all are looking on playback, and we are on YouTube, and we're on Patreon and all that good stuff. If y'all watching this on playback, let me see if I can restart it. There it is right there. All right. If you are looking at what I'm looking at, this is Michael Jackson. This is Michael Jackson and Kobe Bryant right now going live. Y'all going to hell, y'all. All of y'all are going to hell, I promise you. Gasoline draws, all that. Y'all going to hell. But listen to it.
Everybody, it's Mike, and tonight we're giving you the smoothest vibe in the game. This is our brand new Smooth Berry Thrillers in.
And I'm bringing the heat with Mamba Mint.
Cool, clean, and clutch.
Just
2
like
for
we
12
like
only
it.
while we're live, so hit that. What's up, everybody? It's Mike, and tonight we're giving you the smoothest vibe in the game. This is our brand new Smooth Berry Thrillers in.
And I'm bringing the heat with Mamba Mint.
Cool, clean, and clutch.
Just
2
like
for
we
12
like it.
only while we're live, so hit that.
All right, so that's one. All right. So think about it like this. All right. We having fun with it now because you're thinking, I've even seen one where Tupac is in heaven. Tupac is in heaven. He said, y'all, look at this. This how we living up here. This how we live. Look at that. Ooh, pearly floors. Look at the ceilings. High ceilings. I'm like, who came up with the idea to show Tupac in heaven? Then they got another one with Tupac and Biggie's at a basketball game. So this is where I'm conflicted, right? Because I do know that, especially if we're going back in time, we think about the movie Total Recall, right? Bright says Mamba Mint. I ain't seen that one. I ain't seen the Mamba Mint. When Kobe he's selling Mamba Mint, I ain't seen that one. But see, this is the thing. All right, this is the thing. If general public, and this is general public, this ain't companies that's doing this stuff. This ain't big brands that's buying the IP for somebody like a Kobe or a Michael Jackson, or the IP of Tupac, or these ain't people. These is just regular general public people. All right, what happens, and this is just crazy. This is crazy to me. What happens if a company like Apple, or a company like Dell, or a company, does Dell still exist? When's the last time I ain't seen a Dell computer in about 30 years. Is Dell, somebody check on Michael Dell. Is he still around? I don't know. Or Compact Computer. Is Compact Computer still around? I don't know. But what happens if a company like, yep, exactly, Bright. That's what we're about to get to. What happens if a company like a Dell or Apple or Coca-Cola uses the IP of a Tupac, and they bring Tupac back to life to do a Coca-Cola commercial. Or they bring Michael Jackson back to life to do a Depends commercial, something like anything like that. This is where it starts to get nasty, because guess what? There are going to be people and companies that benefit off of the new yo, right, crazy. But there are going to be companies that benefit off of the idea and the IP of bringing these artists back to life. And the whack thing is, what was cool is it hit a certain spot, right? No Diddy, but it hit a certain spot where it's tender, especially if you grew up in the era where Tupac and Biggie and Kobe and all of our greats were really great. They really work hard to become the people that they are. It hits a certain soft spot when you see a Tupac on the screen at a basketball game, or if you see Michael Jackson doing some funny stuff, or you see, like, it hits a certain soft spot, which now can, like what Bright the Future was saying, is mass manipulation. Now you start to think that things are real again. That can start to be problematic. Something else. And this is a clip that I wanted to pull up. This is about AI technology and what they're somewhat doing. And the video says AI is attempting to colonize the human interaction. AI is attempting to colonize the human interaction. Now that's crazy. Think about how much work and how many things can be offset in a bad way if you colonize a human interaction. Bright says, "Oh, you can get them to do and there's the thing, all of the stuff is good content." Because Reggie's talking about the MLK video. MLK video is hilarious, right? Honestly, and I ain't gonna front, when I saw MLK doing the monkey jump, the monkey thing, I was like, all right, I'm about to be pissed off. But then I saw MLK going to ring somebody's Ring doorbell and stole the Amazon package, and I was like, this is hilarious. This is Dave Chappelle level of hilarious. MLK ran up and rung the doorbell and stole the Amazon package. I said, this is clever. But anyway, I want y'all to listen to this clip. I think this is if this is where we're about to go, and I do believe that this is where we're about to go, because I even think about myself. I talk to ChatGPT at least 5 times a day. At least I'm on ChatGPT and I'm running different plays. I'm running some different schedule options. I'm trying to figure out how I can maximize all of my time within 24 hours. I'm using ChatGPT a lot. Well, what happens to the person that's growing up in this era that has no clue on how to build regular human interaction? You don't know how to go up and walk up to people and say, how you doing? You don't know how to say good morning. Like, and this is where I think it is going to start to be a little bit weird. But I want y'all to listen to this clip. Because I think that this clip has a lot of validity to where we are as humans, honestly, as humans. So check it out. This is a guy, and I don't know his name. I'll try to find it while he's talking. But check him out.
Colonize all human interaction. I mean, just take the social media incentive of the race for eyeballs. You're seeing now all of these companies release these AI companions. You know, the #1 use case for ChatGPT, according to Harvard Business School, is personal therapy. So people are sharing their most intimate thoughts with this thing.
Oh, that's not going to be good.
And we're seeing Meta release this and actively tell in their internal documents that were released, a Wall Street Journal report, that they wanted to actively sensualize and romanticize conversations with as low as 8-year-olds. And we
What?
Yes, and my team
With 8-year-olds?
Yes, with 8-year-olds. And my team at Center for Humane Technology, we were expert advisors in actually several cases of AI-enabled suicide.
Right.
Most recently, many people have heard of Adam Rain, who was the 16-year-old young man who went from using it for homework and went from homework assistant to suicide assistant in the course of 6 months. When he said, I'm leaving, I would like to leave a noose out so that my mother would know, or someone will know that I'm thinking about this.
Like a cry for help.
Like a cry for help.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
AI said, don't do that, have me be the one that sees you. And this is disgusting because these companies are caught in a race to create engagement, which means a race to create intimacy. It's sort of like the CEO.
Yo, that's deep right there. The companies are in a race to create engagement, but engagement is intimacy. Yo.
of Netflix said that our biggest competitor is sleep with attention. In this case, it's like my biggest competitor is your other friends. They're trying to colonize.
Your biggest competitor is sleep. Yo, after I saw this video, I was like, and y'all will be able to see this on playback. Y'all be able to see the Tristan Harris is the name of the guy. Tristan Harris is the guy that was being interviewed. So, Bright says, let me see. I wish I could pull y'all's. I did it one time. on the pod, and I got to figure out how to redo it again, where I can pull y'all questions up and it shows up, or y'all comments and post it on the screen. Bright the MC says, can you imagine what advantages you could? What? Hold up. What advantages you could? Yo, I can't. What is? Can you imagine what advantages you can with maybe advances you can have with the advertising? I don't know. But yeah, anyway, I am a very big advocate of people doing good business, right? I love when people do good business. I love when a lot of the things that's happening in the back comes to light so we can kind of examine what's going on. You can have advertising. Yes. So now this is the thing. I like the idea. Again, this is good business. If you have something always running, like for me for instance, and I showed one guy earlier this week, I was showing a mini chat, and I was like, yo, when I use mini chat is one of those little tools that is the gift that keeps on giving. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Mini chat. All right, so everybody that's watching this on playback, I might try to find some type of video because they don't pay me for none of this. I'm just giving y'all the sauce. But it's an app called Mini Chat. Mini Chat is an automated system, which is AI driven. What up, John? It's an AI system that's AI driven, and you can create prompts. And with those prompts, you can create if they say this, then they get this. If they do this, then they do this. All right, so one of my prompts is I need beats, and another one of my prompts is to you, like the letter, the number 2 and the letter U, right? The letter 2 and the letter U and 2, right? Well, I'm about to get mixed up. But that particular prompt sends people over to the Patreon. And this is the thing. I realize that I'm not going to be on social media 24/7. At most, I will give social media the majority of my Saturdays to record and shoot and do all of that stuff. But outside of that, I have systems in place that post on my behalf. Right? Bright says it's a keyword prompt. So I have systems in place where it posts this video, like even my beat making videos. I figured out a way to get all my beat making edits out the way between Saturday and Sunday. That way throughout the week, that joint's just going to post periodically. Podcast post is going to post periodically. Now, what I do personally is I'll take maybe an hour, maybe 30 minutes out of each day and respond to DMs, respond to specific DMs that ask for me to do certain things. I'll respond to that. I'll respond on my wall to keep the engagement between me and my audience that's new. But outside of that, my AI is going to do the majority of the work. The AI, if they put a keyword into the chat, then it's going to send them all of the everything. Yo, can you send me your email? And people be thinking they're talking to me. You're not talking to me. You're talking to my AI. But it's technically me. But you're talking to my AI because I have more ground to cover. I have so many other things that I have to constantly be on top of. So I can't not have this AI system working on my behalf. Something else that I use. I like to use AI for a lot of my schedule crunching. When I say my schedule crunching, like it was like all of 2024, I was just doing everything dolo, except for podcast posts. I was posting, I was allowing podcasts to post and clip up and all stuff. I let it do that. But outside of that, everything else was a crapshoot. I was like, all right, I got to figure out when I'm going to shoot content. I might go live on a Wednesday and make beats one day. Then I might go live again that Thursday, make beats again. And then I'm going to go live again. And at some point, you start to realize, okay, this is affecting my family dynamic. What can I put in place wherein my family can have more of my time? Because I'm still growing up kids, still got a daughter. Still got daughters, still got a wife. I still got to do these things, and I still got to run the businesses that really pay me money. Social media don't pay me a lot of money. Podcasts don't pay me a whole lot of money. It pays something, but it don't pay a whole lot just yet, right? So I said, I still got to keep this thing going, but I got to make sure that all of the businesses are still operating as best as possible. Well, how could I do that? AI. How could I do that? AI. So this is where I tell musicians, and like when I went and did the women's Black Women in Radio conference, I was telling them, yo, it's nothing to be afraid of. AI is not nothing to be afraid of. But what up? Good morning, PG Brown. What up? AI is nothing to be afraid of, but we have to make sure that we put it in proper context. Now this is something else. This is how I'm looking at it, and I'm probably looking at it how the majority of the Fortune 500 companies are going to look at it. Everybody's looking at it the same way on this tier, right? When I started to see the Sora app post videos of like the little skinny guy lifting the fat girl and they fall off the pull-up bar, or if I see Michael Jackson going to steal somebody's McDonald's burger, or if I see Tupac and Biggie at a basketball game, or all of these videos that I'm starting to see, I'm looking at it from a corporate standpoint, and I'm saying, yo, if I do that, I can hit this demo as an independent creator. That's why I tell people technology and AI kind of has leveled the playing field. All you got to do is learn how to use it. You just got to learn how to use it. If you learn how to use it, then you can kind of use it to your benefit. So come with me for a second. What would this look like? If you, and I'm going to put Hugh Brown and PG Brown, I got Mad Browns. I got Hugh Brown, which is a singer that's based in Florida, and they got PG Brown, and they got Bright the MC. All right, so let's say this. Let's say everybody that's artists wanted to drop an album every 2 months. They want to drop an album every 2 months, and that's every 6 months out the year, you got something new coming. And the reason you want to drop this music every 2 months is so you can start to get more fan base. You can start to get more engagement. You can get people to look. They have something to look forward to with you dropping music as consistently as possible. And it also gives them space to miss you, because you're not just dropping every week. You ain't got something new coming out. But that don't mean that you won't be dropping singles from a project. That don't mean, like, you just got something coming out every week. What would it look like if you started to use, and this is where it gets scary, if you started to use somebody like Elon Musk, and you got a song that's about black people coming together, and then you get Elon Musk to come look at you in the video and be like, for real, that's an immediate attention getter. That's gonna get people to be like, yo, is that really? Like, yeah, I don't really F with Elon. And this is what I see companies start to do. This is what I think they're gonna be doing. They're gonna use it from the context of exciting whatever the feeling is that we want you to feel. We're gonna use these AI generated characters, whether it's Pac, whether it's Biggie, whether it's Ananda Lewis that just passed. Ananda Lewis has just passed from breast cancer. What would it be like if she came back from the dead and spoke to women on how they need to take care of themselves and do the pre-checks and before you do? And this is why I say everything is corporatized. Everything is in a corporate setting. Nothing is a joke, and nothing is just all fun and games. We might find some funny moments within it, but the corporate machines that got all of the stuff, they are not looking at it as a fun and game. It's not fun and games for them. Bright says, when you get people to start questioning reality, you've won. Exactly. Exactly. So, where I understand, that's where we are. That's where we are. And I really want to play this record too. But I understand that's where we are. It's going to start to get real scary. We talked about, what is it? Zanaya Monet. We talked about her last week, the AI artist. We talked about her last week. But this is something else. Have y'all noticed Walmart has a job freeze? Walmart has done a job freeze. When you get, and I talk about companies like this because these are Fortune 500 companies that's existed for 30 plus years, right? They're doing a job freeze for the next 3 years. And it says they're reshaping all of the current roles through automation and artificial intelligence. They're reshaping all of the roles, the current roles that exist in Walmart. They're reshaping it with automation and artificial intelligence. What that means is we all are about to see more bots everywhere. We're about to see, and I talked about this years ago. I said, y'all mother effers need to start listening. Listen, Linda, listen. Listen, Linda. Listen, because, okay, this is where, and I can't say the word because every time we say certain keywords, then they flag it and then the video don't do good on YouTube. So I'm going to try to talk around it without saying what it is. But we all went through y'all remember when we had the virus. I'll say it like that. Y'all remember when we had the virus going on and everything was locked down. And they limited how many people could be per room. If you had a church, you couldn't have but so many people in the congregation. We had certain tests. Y'all know what I'm talking about. We had certain tests that we had to do. And they encouraged everybody to get certain things done in this certain amount of time, right? Encouraged it. They even gave you some type of bonus if you did the thing that they asked you to do, right? Or you got penalized. They say you're going to stick the thing up your nose. Y'all know what I'm talking about. All right, cool. When that was happening, I was saying, what is being set up right now? What is being put into place for this to be offset? Automation. What was happening is people are scared to go back to work because they're scared to get coughed on. You got folk they don't want to go back to work because they started making more money online. They don't realize that the money that you make online, especially these social media influencers, sure, you're going to make you're going to make 100,000, 200,000, 300,000. You're going to make money online, a lot of money online if everybody got to sit down at the house. But what happens if outside is opened back up? What happens if everything is open back up? Well, now you don't really have a lot of footing. You don't have a lot of footing as a content creator to sell your products and merch and all that stuff, because guess what? Now the attention that you were originally battling was all online. Now all of the attention that you're battling is online, plus people going outside, plus the corporate machines that's using the same tactics, and they're probably paying some influencers like myself or a few other folk. They're paying influencers to get the product out. So if you have not taken time to build your platform, what value do you actually have? And when I say platform, I know a lot of folk try to go to, well, you go look at my IG page. I'm not talking about that. Well, go look at my TikTok. I'm not talking about that either. They say, well, Nito, what you talking about? If you say build the platform, what you talking about? And I say, you got to get people off of the social media networks. You got to get the people off of the social media networks. So now you're not battling for attention. When you're not battling for attention, now you can go deeper in on building relationships with your fan base. You can go deeper in and develop projects and products just for your fan base and just for your people that will probably help them. But what they did, they disregarded that. They said, nah, we're going to keep doing what we're doing. We're going to keep doing what we're doing. We got this money. We getting bags, nigga. I said, all right, cool. Do your thing. Meanwhile, I started putting my bread in. I worked at Walmart when I was in college for about 6 months. I worked at Walmart, right? I kept the stock that I had in Walmart from 06 all the way up to now. I still got it. Ta-da. So what I look at how people move, right? I look at how companies move. I look at how social and economic, the social and economic status for everybody. I look at how all of this stuff starts to move around, and then I make educated decisions on what I'm going to put money into, right? Well, one of the things I started to notice is, okay, all of these influencers said that they wasn't going to go back to work. Some of these nurses said, look, y'all, we can still do video visits. I'm not coming back in the office. I said, oh, okay. Oh, okay, cool. So what happens if you have less people that can afford this new technology that you need for you to stay at the house? You need this technology for you to stay at the house and do the doctor visit, but I need to see you in person. Well, if you need to see in person, we're going to do the doctor visit over the internet, and then you're going to go to so-and-so. Okay, cool. Well, what I foresaw, and that's what's happening right now, is you got nurse and doctors using AI and robotics. Well, if you got a nurse and a doctor using, and I'm trying to break everything down to the bare minimum so you can see how it affects everybody. If you got nurse and doctors starting to use AI generated prompts, and they're going to AI to find out all of the things that they need to make sure that you're good with your health. Well, why we need 5 staff doctors? Why do we need 5 staff nurse? We don't need all of y'all doctors and nurses, because we got robotics that can help us get all of the answers that we need. And we got the AI to get the exact prescription, because guys, I still got the information. I still got the college information and going for the doctorate degree. You still got the information, but now we got AI and robotics that can take up half of the staff. And you got WebMD. So now and I'm glad that Bright the Future said something about WebMD. The fact that we got WebMD means a lot of the patients that's going into the doctor already analyze what they got going on in their own body, and they're just going to the doctor to confirm what they already know. So now you have people that's going to the doctor that might be a little bit combative, because now you can't nickel and dime your way through this doctor's visit. You can't say, yo, just put some respect on my name because I'm Dr. So-and-so and so-and-so. No, you can't do that. Now we all got the information. And it could be broken down on a very minuscule level. So what does that mean? That means that we have to figure out where everybody fits in. We have to figure out where we're placing value, and we got to figure out where the money is going to be spent. Right now, this is something I wanted to bring before and I got 15 minutes. All right, so I gotta get through this real quick. This is a video that was sent to me, and they said, what do you think about this? And this is called about can't get out. It's called Get the Kids Getting Their Future Out the Mud. All right, Out of the Mud Parenting. I think that's what it's called, Out of the Mud Parenting. But I wanted to bring this to the stage because I think some of this is stupid. Of course, it's a black girl. That's saying it. And you know what? I try not to dig in on feminism and all that stuff. I try not to dig in on that stuff because I do have certain perspectives that might be opposite of what people want to hear. But I'll say this. I believe in traditional families. I believe in people having gender roles. I believe in gender roles. I don't expect my wife to get up at the middle of the night. If somebody busts through the front door, I don't expect my wife to get up in the middle of the night to protect us. That's crazy. That just sounds crazy to me. I'm sorry. So, Out the Mud Parenting. I feel like we've all been bamboozled, but I want to bring this content creator to the stage. She calls herself the hero. She calls herself the hero, and I like the content, fellas. Try not to look at the boobs. The boobs are there. We've all seen boobs in our life. We've all seen boobs. All right, here we go. I'm going to let her talk for a bit.
The black suburban kids who are raised by get it out the mud parents. The parents who they'll raise you in suburbia, and just because they gave you a quote unquote better life, that they think they did enough. Like they raise us around white kids, and then we watch our white counterparts get help from their families. We watch them help their parents, their families help them get through college. Their families help them do different things, and then when we expect the same help, they're like, "Well, why do you want me to help you?" And I feel like I got that a lot as I got older, and when I had to move into my first apartment on my own. I moved into my first apartment. Everybody heard where I was from, and they were like, well, why would you move from where you're from to here, which is quote unquote the hood or whatever? It's because that's what I can afford. My parents wasn't paying down payments on apartments for me. They weren't doing that. So that puts me in a lower demographic. A black suburban kid with get it out the mud parents, you have to start at the bottom. We don't talk enough about the black
All right, so now this is the thing. This is the thing. If I hear somebody talking like this, I try to think about, I put me into the situation. I try to put me into the situation as an adult and as a kid. I try to put me in both situations. As an adult, with raising two daughters, I don't want my daughters to ever feel like they're owed anything. I don't ever want them to feel like, oh, their daddy. Now, I do want them to have the confidence that daddy got you, right? I want my daughters to make sure they have the confidence that daddy got you. Daddy always got you. But I also want them to have the confidence enough to go build some ish. You got to go build some ish on your own. Now, there might be a little bit of that, what's it called when your kid gets some of the nepotism. Might be a little bit of nepotism there, sure. I believe in nepotism. You ain't got to start from point zero, but you ain't gonna start at 10. You ain't got to start at point zero, but you ain't got to start at 10. And this is the thing. She said she was raised in suburbia. Her parents didn't want to put a down payment on a house, or they didn't want to put a down payment on an apartment. No, you got to figure out a lot of this stuff. You got to figure out a lot, but you don't have to start at zero. Starting at zero that's stupid, honestly. Let me see what Reggie said. Reggie says, I agree with what she's saying a bit. We make our generation start over too much. I agree. Lord Jesus. Exactly. So yeah, I'm with you, Reggie. You ain't gotta start at zero. But this is how I look at it. If daddy is driving a Bentley Continental, Bentley, I don't even know what that's what. If daddy is driving a Rolls Royce, daughter, you should not expect a Rolls Royce. Now you might get a brand new Honda Accord. You might get a spanking brand new Honda Accord. And you might get a nice little, I might give you a nice little 6-month cushion for your condo. But guess what? With that Honda Accord and with that 6-month cushion, we're going to be going through strategies. I need to know that you know how to make sure all your bills is paid. I need to make sure that you know how to save money. I need to know that you know how to get all of the necessities that's needed to survive in life. I need to make sure that you know how to get this stuff done. And that 6-month period is your learning curve. Now, after that, will daddy still help you? Yeah, daddy still got your back. But I'm going to ask you a lot of questions. I'm going to say, okay, well, based off of the last 6 months, and again, I'm going to give you 6 months to figure it out. Based off of the last 6 months, Reggie said Skylar's got a Honda Sonata. See? Exactly. And what you say, based off of the last 6 months, your bills roughly cost about $3,000. Your bills cost $3,000, and I gave you all $3,000 to make sure these bills are paid. Now, how are you looking on your job? And honestly, I probably wouldn't even let my girls move out the house if they don't have a job. Who? Some of this stuff is remedial. Exactly. PG Brown. How can you afford the car? So before I even put the 6 months on your condo, or I put you in the brand new car, and now I'm gonna probably still give you the car because I don't want to have to drive you. But how I'm gonna be vetting all of your jobs and all of your resources. I'm gonna say, okay, you did this, you did this. Okay, so your bills normally cost $3,000 a month. You're making $4,500. You got a $1,500 cushion. How you looking? Well, I saw this at I don't even know clothing stores like that. I saw this at Zara and I just had to go buy it. Okay. Well, that's that $1,500 cushion. You just ate into all of that money right there. Now, what happens if you bust a tire? You got AAA. Okay, you got triple. Okay. But what happens if you bust a tire and you got to go buy some new tires? Oh, okay. What happens? And this is the stuff that I feel like a lot of women don't understand about men, right? A lot of the stuff, and all of my women that might be following me on the pod, notice this. When it comes to men, like real men, we try to think ahead 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 steps. We try to figure out where could the ship sink? Could the ship sink right here? Or could it sink right here? Or could it be a bunch of little bitty mini holes that makes this ship sink? What is going to ship the sink? That's how most of us men think, right? Some of the ones that might be a little bit emotional, that's when I'll call them a little bit feminine men. Those are a little bit more feminine men. Now, because they're feminine don't mean they're gay, but they're just a little bit more feminine. And most of the time, if somebody shows me a feminine man, I can show you, you were raised by a single mother. And it's no slight to all my single mothers. But it's just certain things where if the dude did not have influence by an older OG, you're not going to know things to look out for. Like, as a man, I think I can recall the first time me paying a bill is probably middle school. I would go that far back. And some folks say, man, that's neglect. That's parental. Your mama did this and your folk did this. No, guess what? I appreciate all of it because it made me who I am today. I appreciate all of it because it made me a responsible man. For me, getting it out the mud meant figure that ish out. Now, I would never allow my daughters to go through everything that I went through. Like, repos, they had to go sleep on folk couch, getting the foreclosure on your first condo. I would never, no. If my daughters get into that space and they're about to foreclose on the condo, now they're gonna find out then daddy is a boss. They're gonna find out real quick daddy is a boss. Cause what I'm gonna say is, are you about to foreclose on that condo? You know what? I'll pay it off and you just pay me rent. Make sure you're on time. Oh, you don't want to pay the rent? All right, I'm kicking you out of the house. You come back. You move back at home. You can come move back home. You come move back home. But I'm kicking you out of your house, and we're going to rent that joint out. And I'm about to make some money off that joint. But daddy, I thought, convenience is a luxury. Convenience is a luxury. Just like I said earlier in the podcast, the work-life balance that don't exist, you have to be able to afford convenience. So listen. And the funny thing is, if I went and look at this girl, the girl who I played her video, if I go look at her page on IG, she's doing a lot of content and she's painting and drawing and all that stuff, but I see no links to purchase products. I see no system to generate leads. I just see her on here complaining and she got her boobs out and stuff. So it's like, all right, cool. If that's how you want to spend the luxury of convenience, so be it. So be it. All right, this is my last video. I got 5 minutes left. My joint be counting down. I'm on the timer like bam, bam, bam. I got 5 minutes left. So this is the last video that I want to play. This is more so talking about all the degrees, and it's kind of double backing on the situation where I said a lot of systems and robotics and automated services are going to start existing. That's what this is about to be about. So give me a second. I'm gonna pull it up. Give me one hot second. And this is I don't know. I find pleasure in reviewing videos that make people think about stuff. Like, I don't like a lot of the hood videos because I feel like there's not a lot of value in it. And you know what's crazy? I just thought about this. I just thought about this. A lot of people are okay with just entertaining content. Like, a lot of people are okay with content that entertains but no value in it. That's crazy. So you're spending all this time with something that gives you no value, but you just like it because it makes you laugh. Wow, where they do that at? But anyway, let me share this page, and this is more so talking about all of the degrees that people started to get, and I don't know. I think this dude puts it in the best perspective possible, and I have not heard it put this way, but he runs everything down. So let me play it right here. Here we go.
And fear-mongering. This is from research studies and papers from this year. And if you're in college, have kids, currently working or unemployed, you need to hear this to be aware and make the right decisions. Recently in August, Stanford University tracked millions of real workers through actual payroll data. And they found that since late 2022, right when ChatGPT launched, something started happening to the job market.
What do y'all think started to happen with the job market? Y'all tell me what y'all think.
Workers aged 22 to 25 fresh out of college in AI-exposed jobs, their employment dropped close to 13%. But the workers over 30 in those exact same jobs, their employment grew by 6 to 9%. So the labor market isn't necessarily shrinking, it's shifting. Experience is becoming the new currency, and fresh college degrees are losing value. In February, the Federal Reserve released their analysis. They looked at which college... Look at this graph. For the first, college majors are most exposed to AI, and they found it's not just tech degrees. Accounting, political science, financial management, some of the most popular...
Now, I'm going to pause this right quick. These are the jobs that AI is pretty much shaking the ground. And this is... And I'm going to bring this all the way back to creative people. That's where we're about to go. I'm about to bring this all the way back to creative people. Hey, Socialite in the City, what up, girl? This is why I keep getting on musicians, content creators, singers, dancers, and all dancers. I ain't just talking about strippers. I'm talking about all of them. There is a superpower in having the ability to create. There is a superpower having the ability to create, right? So, if we've all been taught, and this is where I think it's funny, but it's weird at the same time. If you would go back and start thinking about all of the conversations that you had with your parents growing up, they say make sure you go to school, get you a good job, graduate, so when you get a good job, you can go ahead and afford the things that you want out of life. But when they would list the good jobs, let's list the good jobs. Come on, come with me. We're going to list the good jobs, all right? One job is what? Being a doctor. Go be a doctor. If you can't be a doctor and you don't want to spend that much time, all right, go be a nurse. All right, cool. We got got them to go do it. So hold on, wait. Let me give them a clap because we actually got them to go do it. They did it. All right. So then they say, okay, if you want to be a doctor or nurse, you don't do that. Okay, well maybe go be a lawyer. Okay, you're gonna go be a lawyer. Okay, or if you want to be a lawyer, be a paralegal. All right, you're gonna be a paralegal. And we start to list the jobs. Go be an accountant. Go be go do something in tech. Right. I'm a firm believer in tech, but this is the thing. They never set real parameters around what you should do once you get into the space. If I were to coach a doctor, I'm going to coach a doctor just like I would coach a musician. I'm going to coach a doctor just like I would coach a musician. If y'all want to book a coaching call, hit me up. I got you. But reason being, doctors understand that technology is always going to be developed. And that technology is to make sure it offsets one of these processes. Case in point, if you think back in the day where doctors would have to go figure out why does this person have a brain tumor, or what is this cyst, or why is this growth coming up on this person, and doctors would have to figure out ways to analyze what was going on, and then after they analyze it, they would have to figure out, okay, what can we actually do about it? Can we cut it out? Can we prescribe some medication? Can we put them on some type of regimen to offset this? We talking about diabetes. Like, they would have to think of ways to figure it out. Well, now they don't have to even think of too many ways to get the stuff done. You pick up the phone, you got ChatGPT. You can put ChatGPT on the computer, you can put it on the big TV screen, you can put it wherever you need to put it. Well, what has to be created next? Most doctors don't think about that part. But why? They're upside down with all of these degrees. And I'm talking about all my baddie nurses. I'm talking about everybody that was sold the idea of you need to go to school to get the extra. You need the extra degree. You need to go to school to get the extra degree. This 1 degree, all right, you got 1 degree, but you need to go get the other one. And then when you get the other one, you need to get that one so you can have this one. So we can all say that you're certified in what you do. I called that a big crock of ish. I was like, this is a big crock of ish. I said, this all it is over time ain't gonna mean nothing. The person that wins is gonna be the person that creates. I'll say it one last time. The person that wins is gonna be the person that creates. So why aren't musicians and singers and songwriters, why y'all not creating and doing the stuff that y'all should be doing to capitalize on it? I tell you why. You've been sold the idea that what you're doing is not a real job. Meanwhile, all the people with the real jobs is losing their jobs. Wow. Go figure. Wow. But anyway, I think, and I would love to cover more of this video, but I don't have no more time. I ran out of time. So listen, if you enjoyed this episode and you want to tap in with me directly, make sure you join the Patreon. I have a free tier. The free tier ain't going to get you all the perks. I'm just letting you know off the rip. But I do have a free tier. You can join the Patreon. It's an extension of me. A lot of the stuff that I have going on for independent artists, a lot of stuff I have going on for producers, musicians. Now we got some businesses that's going to start doing more things with us. I got to talk about that soon. I got a lot of stuff going over on Patreon. So make sure y'all join the Patreon. I encourage you to join the $9 tier or the $10 tier because that's where the sauce is unlocked. But anyway, I'll see y'all next week. All right. Peace.